France is important because, as I said, it is a great supporter in the UN Security Council, and it also shares a lot of vital and strategic intelligence with India. So I think there are no wrinkles in this relationship, unlike the India-US relationship, which always has some element of mistrust on both sides, whether bureaucratically or politically. But in between India and France, I think the relationship is very smooth.
This is Strat News Global. I'm Amitabh Brevi. Today we're going direct to Paris, just opposite the Eiffel Tower, where our founder and editor-in-chief Nitin Gokhale is. And on the gist today, we're discussing Prime Minister Modi's visit to France. As you said, going direct to Paris, where Nitin Gokhale is standing by. He's covering the Prime Minister's visit to France. Nitin, great to see you outside the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, well, yes, lovely weather here, early morning in Paris, and just about 24 hours to go for the Prime Minister's visit. And a lot of enthusiasm here, a lot of expectations from the Prime Minister's 1.5 day visit here.
If we step back a bit from those expectations, Nitin, and just look at the India-France relationship over the last 25 years, the strategic partnership, extremely reliable partners France has been.
Oh, extremely reliable. In fact, one of the few Western powers which have not let India down in any of the crises that India faced since the early 90s. Whether it was the nuclear test that was done in 1998 or subsequently the defense supplies that everyone else was holding back. France was the one which was an outlier, which always supported India and made sure that India's concerns and sensitivities vis-a-vis Pakistan are taken care of. Also in the UN, if you look back in the UN Security Council, France has been India's steadfast supporter and has bailed out India along with Russia on numerous occasions when there were attempts to either condemn India or pass a resolution against India or even get some resolution against Pakistan and terrorism. France has been one consistent supporter of India. And of course, India has also given France the kind of access and the kind of market that it needed in the defense sector, in space a little bit, and of course also in the nuclear power, which hasn't really seen much progress, but there has been some sort of relationship on the nuclear issue with France. So overall, very steady partnership, and I think everyone is looking forward to the next 25 years.
If we do look forward, Nitin, I mean, in the immediate future, this visit and like you're saying, the next 25 years, I mean, there's lots that's reported to be on the table for the immediate future, possibly during this visit.
Oh, indeed, there is I think the agenda is very vast, very expansive, I would think, because France, as I said, has no hang-ups, unlike other Western powers who have from time to time sort of tried to lecture India, tried to juxtapose so-called human rights violations, the Kashmir situation, and tried to hold India to ransom in a way strategically. France hasn't done that. So just to look at the broad aspects of the relationship, the agenda that is being talked about or that is being discussed already between the two sides, it's vast. Of course, defense is central to India-France relationship. And already we see the reports in the media. And of course, there have been discussions about how France wants to supply to India the Rafale fighter jets for the Indian Navy for its second aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. There is also the memorandum of understanding between HAL and Safran engines, or Safran industry for manufacturing and producing the helicopter, the Indian multi-role helicopter engines in India, so that HAL can put those engines on all the variety of helicopters that HAL is going to manufacture for the Indian Armed Forces. There is still a question mark on whether the jet engine that the Safran company produces is going to be co-developed and co-manufactured in India or not. There is a talk about it for the jet engine to be co-developed for the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, or AMCA, for the Air Force in the next decade. It will take at least 10 years for that engine to be co-produced or co-developed and co-produced in India. But that clarity is still not there. And there is of course, the submarine sort of line that needs to be continued in Baggaon docks, where the Scorpion class submarines, three more of them can be manufactured, is what is being talked about. But that's only defense. Then there is something on space that is on the agenda. Also, the people-to-people contact, a lot of agenda on space, the nuclear energy, the Jaitapur plant in Maharashtra. There might be some progress there. They have been stalled for some time. So a very vast agenda. But more than that, I think there is also, apart from this substance, there is also the symbolism that is going to be evident apparently on 13th and 14th when the Prime Minister visits here. The Bastille Day, he is the guest of honor. The Indian contingent, the three forces have sent a special marching contingent here. And the four Rafale aircraft that the Indian Air Force operates, which were bought since 2016, are going to be part of the fly past that is going to happen. So both style and substance, or symbolism and substance, is going to be part of the visit, which is, as I said, is raising a lot of expectations here in Paris and New Delhi both.
Like you're saying, Nathan, it's a vast spectrum that we're expecting here. But just picking up on some of the points that you raised, when you're talking about AMCA and the co-development of a jet engine, possibly it being on the table, could you explain the nuances of that and what is happening on a parallel track with GE? I mean, with Safran, is it feasible? Is it commercially viable?
Well, that's the question, I think, which is dogging the two sides, or at least India is raising the relevant questions, that while GE 414 engine has been now sort of going to be manufactured in India. We know that after Prime Minister's US visit. The Safran offer looks very attractive to begin with on the surface, because India is going to get right from the beginning the entire technology. Once the co-development happens in India, which will create its own ecosystem, which will give skills, upgrade the skills of the Indian aerospace and defense system. But the cost is a factor, and the time that might be taken. Safran has apparently said, or the negotiators have talked about a 10-year window to co-develop that fresh engine, the new engine for the medium combat aircraft. And whether India has the time, and whether India has the money to put in for that kind of project. And should India wait once you have the GE engine coming in, is one question. But on the flip side, others have also said that it's always good to hedge your bets and not put all eggs in one basket, that is the GE basket. And there's no harm in having an alternative in a jet engine, which will be owned by an Indian entity, or by Indian government itself, or by the DRDO itself. So there are pros and cons in all this. So I think the discussions are still on. Perhaps we'll not see any announcement on that front, but certainly on the helicopter engine, the Shakti engine, of course, and the helicopter engine, there was a MOU signed between Safran and HAL, nothing to do with the government. That might be sort of sealed and delivered or confirmed. That is something one is hearing. And then, of course, the naval group is hoping that it will get the follow-on orders for 3 more Scorpion-class submarines to be manufactured in Glasgow docks. And, of course, the 26 Marine Rafale fighter jets, which will be cleared by the Defense Acquisition Council today, as a procedural requirement would perhaps be announced in the joint statement. There's no deal to be signed yet because they have to then negotiate the price. They have to decide on the numbers, how many, what is the technology, what are the India-specific enhancements that will be done in that the Marine Rafales, the Rafale Marine jets that the Indian Navy is wanting to get from France. And then once the CCS approves it, only then the deal will be signed. So it's a long way off, but at least the intention will be clear in the next 2 days.
Is similar to what's happening with the GE engines as well. But in terms of diversification, if these projects go through, that's the Scorpion, the 3 submarines, and I think it's about 26 Rafale Marines for the Navy, how important will that be?
Oh, they are extremely important. The Navy has got its aircraft carrier, but it still doesn't have the fighters for the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, which is completely indigenous. And it has to decide. Apparently, the Navy has recommended Rafale Marines to be the best suited and best fitting the requirement for the Navy. And the Defense Procurement Board has already cleared the proposal since what one hears on Monday in Delhi. So obviously there is some progress there. And the Scorpion class, of course, it's about taking advantage of the skill sets that have been developed in Mazga Docks over the past 15 years or so, and not let those skill sets wither away in absence of any progress in the Project 75 India submarine acquisition project or acquisition proposal that the Indian Navy has, which is yet to be rolled out. Although there are now reports that 2 or 3 different companies are tying up with each other, with an Indian partner and a technology partner from abroad. And then the competition will begin under the strategic partnership model that has been in the works for about 7-8 years now. But as I said, even that intention, the declaration that these things will happen, will see a momentum in the India-France defense ties, and which remains central to these larger strategic relationship.
Since we're talking about the Navy, I know it's not on the table, or at least it's not being talked about now, but when we talk about diversification, could you visualize at some point of time nuclear propulsion technology also being shared by France?
Well, I mean, India can always demand it, and France, as I said, doesn't have those strings attached, unlike the US or what UK used to do earlier. The Russians have been our best partners in in submarine technology. The nuclear submarines, whichever were operated by the Indian Navy, came from Russia, as you know very well. The Chakra series, as we named them in the Indian Navy, they came only from Russia. So Russia remains steadfast. Again, Russia remains a very trusted partner in that sector. But France can very well say that let's take it one step up and see whether we can get in this. And there is this new technology not new technology, but the technology developed by the DRDO, the Air Independent Propulsion for submarine, that has to be also included, because India's emphasis, as we all know, is on Make in India, indigenization, and creating a defense ecosystem in India. Therefore, I'm sure the discussion at some stage will happen. I don't know whether in this trip itself or behind the scene, because remember the diplomatic or the national security advisor of France was in India just last week to, I think, give final touches to what should be the outcome document. So I'm sure many of these things were discussed. But also France is important because, as I said, it is a great supporter in the UN Security Council, and it also shares a lot of vital and strategic intelligence with India. So I think there are no wrinkles in this relationship, unlike the India-US relationship, which always has some element of mistrust on both sides, whether bureaucratically or politically. But in between India and France, I think the relationship is very smooth.
And since we are talking about the maritime domain, France, of course, is also an Indian Ocean power because of territories that it was French nationals in the Indian Ocean region. How do you see India and France moving on that front?
Okay, you caught me there. When I said no wrinkles between India and France, I think there is this aspect is something that is very nuanced. The India-France relationship in the Indian Ocean or in the maritime domain. France considers itself, as you pointed out, as an Indian Ocean power, and rightly so because it has territories in the Indian Ocean. But most of those territories are in the southern Indian Ocean, and therefore it sort of has a proprietarial kind of a approach to the southern Indian Ocean. And therefore, whenever India tries to get into those territories like Comoros or Madagascar or asking for more ties or more relation, I mean a deeper relationship with these vanilla islands, France is slightly uncomfortable. Even Mauritius and Seychelles. So there is a issue there as far as the vanilla islands are concerned. France considers itself as the resident power there. So if India tries to get in there, they are uncomfortable and they will try and counter it in very subtle ways. So I think that calibration has to happen between India and France. India, France and UAE might have a maritime domain relationship or a trilateral. As one hears, they have held up a kind of a trilateral exercise the other day, and I mean last month. And similarly, India, France, Australia might be another trilateral that will have results as far as the maritime domain is concerned. But this one, like I said, in the southern Indian Ocean, France is slightly uncomfortable to see Indian inroads, and India has to calibrate its presence there, is what I feel from whatever one knows about these relationships and this maritime domain in that sector.
Nitin Gokhale, just outside the Eiffel Tower in Paris, in France. Thank you so much for previewing all the great expectations, as you put it, and we'll keep coming back to you for more, including on the outcomes of Prime Minister Modi's visit to France and meeting with President Emmanuel Macron.
Thank you.
And for all our viewers, do send in your feedback on this particular program and all our other programs. You can use our social media handles. You can also join our Telegram channel, which will give you updates as and when we put up our articles on our website or talks like this or videos like this on our YouTube channel. This is Strat News Global. You've been watching The Gist. I'm Amitabh Brevi.